Alrighty everybody, Jojo Siwa has somehow managed to make everything worse than anyone could ever imagine. And yes, if you couldn't guess it, we're unfortunately talking about Jojo's recent horror movie, All My Friends Are Dead. You probably haven't heard of it, and there's a very good reason for that. It's because it's an absolute disaster, and to be completely real, I don't think anybody ever really cared for its release. I unfortunately had to do quite a bit of research into this movie to inform you guys on Jojo's newest hit, so stick around until the end of the video, and also consider subscribing. It's free, and y'all can always unsubscribe if you'd like. So first, let's go back in time a little bit and talk about Jojo Siwa's very sudden rebrand. If you've been on the internet over the past few years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Jojo went from being this sparkly rainbow-loving Nickelodeon star to, yeah, let's just say she's someone trying very hard to convince the world she's edgy and all grown up now. The shift started in early 2024, and since then, it's been chaos since. Weird TikTok dances and even weirder stunts on stage, and let's not forget her attempt at adult music.
I wanted to start a new genre of music, and they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop. Songs like Applause by Lady Gaga. It's the On My Own Miley Cyrus, Can't Be Tamed Miley Cyrus, Karma. It's that world of music. It's no secret that my transition is heavily inspired by Miley Cyrus. Of course, Miley's flip.
It's so bad to the point I've covered a few videos on my channel talking about Jojo in the past. Remember that infamous single she dropped in 2024 that managed to set a new YouTube record for the most dislikes? Well, if you couldn't guess it, it's Karma.
Your number one first place overall goes to Karma by Jojo Siwa with an astonishing, record-breaking 3.1 million dislikes!
Like, bro, is it just me, or would I feel super embarrassed to post this in front of millions of people? Now, in the middle of all that, Jojo decided to get involved in the world of acting again, except this time she thought it'd be a great idea to star in a horror movie. And it's not just any horror movie, a movie so bad it feels like it was written and directed and edited in someone's basement. It's absolutely insane to me how Jojo used to be this super kid-friendly star on Dance Moms and now has completely lost her mind. And what's even more crazy is that I found that she didn't even promote this film at all. No TikToks, no Instagram posts, and no YouTube teasers. The only real teaser I found from Jojo's new movie was actually on June 8th of 2024, which if y'all didn't know, was the day All My Friends Are Dead was premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. Meanwhile, during this important time of the premiere, Jojo was too busy posting TikToks of herself doing some goofy dance to one of her own songs. Like, imagine being one of the lead characters starring in a movie and completely ignoring it. To me, it's just absolutely insane. Now, before I unfortunately had to watch this entire movie, I actually found the original trailer for All My Friends Are Dead posted by Cineverse. And let's just say, damn, that ratio is crazy. Also, let's not forget to mention that the video has 100,000 views, which is honestly not a lot compared to how known Jojo Siwa is all around the world. And this just proves my point how nobody really cared for the movie's release. Also, usually for me to watch a cringy movie like this, y'all would expect I'd have to pay. Well, nope. This movie is so bad that it's free to watch on almost every single movie platform. Also, let's not forget to mention, it has 4.5 stars on IMDb. And let's just say people are not very happy with this production based off the ratings. Now let's get into the actual movie, because where do I even start with this? First off, All My Friends Are Dead is supposed to be a horror slasher film. To keep it short and simple, it's basically supposed to be a really scary movie. And this may sound simple, right? Well, you're wrong. The movie opens with one of the most confusing and downright funniest scenes I have ever witnessed in a movie. There's this random cringy opening about being the goat in life, and it's delivered in such a weird and awkward way to the point I actually had to rewind to make sure I wasn't hallucinating.
In life, they are the goat. In business, they are the goat. In family, yes, they're the goat. And when it comes time to chill the fuck out, they only smoke the goat.
Yeah. We do.
Christ.
Then we meet Jojo's character, who's supposedly the shining light of her group. The movie tries to paint her as this kind, generous person who everyone loves, but then all of a sudden, she's the first one to get killed off in the first 10 minutes. Yep, the character that we all would have thought would have been the main character, Jojo Siwa, is brutally murdered at a cabin in the woods, and then we're just thrown into a series of confusing flashbacks that try to explain her backstory. The problem is, none of it made sense.
The one who was such a light for others. It was an honor when they shared their hurt and their fears. Made you feel special. And it was inevitable someone would be drawn to that light just to destroy it.
Fast forward 2 years and now we're following this group of 7 friends who are heading to a music festival called Karmapalooza. Oh yes, this festival is a reference to Jojo Siwa's flop of the year song, Karma. You know, the video that got 3.1 million dislikes that Jojo thought was an awesome thing for her. Anyway, these characters are some of the most unlike people I have ever seen in a movie. They're all just annoying and their dialogue feels like it was written by someone who doesn't understand how real people talk in the world. Usually in a properly produced movie, it shouldn't sound scripted in any way, shape, or form.
We gotta go! We gotta go right now! Start the van! Start the van! Kill you! Right now, move us!
And in my opinion, after watching this movie, it honestly just feels cheaply produced and it seems like all of the characters in this van only care about social media. And to keep it real, it's honestly just annoying.
This has been Recon, your social survivalist. Putting out and getting out. Until next time, always scout the back door before you come to the front door.
Anyways, if you get back to the movie, the group decides to stop at an Airbnb in the middle of the woods, and this is where the so-called horror begins. One by one, the characters start dying in increasingly ridiculous ways, and the killer is revealed to be wearing a glowing LED mask with Jojo Siwa's face on it. I'm not kidding, it's like someone took a cheap Halloween costume and slapped it on Jojo's face for no apparent reason. And in my opinion, I feel like the more and more people are informed about this movie produced by Jojo Siwa, I feel like the more this movie is simply just gonna go ruin Jojo Siwa's reputation more than it already has. Now here's where things get even dumber. The movie tries to convince us that the killer is avenging Jojo's death because her group of friends bullied her to death. But guess what? Plot twist, the person in the mask isn't even one of her friends. It's the cop who randomly showed up earlier in the movie. And also, the cop is actually working with the blonde girl who replaced Jojo in their friend group. And you may be asking me why, because apparently the blonde girl was secretly best friends with Jojo all along. But it gets even worse, the blonde girl accidentally killed Jojo herself. So this entire revenge plot is based on a lie. I mean, personally, I wouldn't classify this movie as a really scary horror movie, Jojo. But with all of that money you've made during your long lifetime fame, I would expect this movie to be more high-end and more well-produced. There are even videos scattered around the internet talking about how bad of an experience watching this movie was. For example, this guy stated, "Do you like to consume brain rot content? Well then go ahead and watch this movie. I hated most of it. No spoilers, but the ending sucked. The reveal during post-credits is not something that should have been done. All of the characters were unlikable, and the only one that deserves my pity was Aaron. The only thing that comes close to making me smile is the joke about a birth certificate. I really hate how this movie is split in time periods, and it makes the following story, if we can even call that, really confusing. Do not watch the trailer as it spoils a major part of the movie. Worst part of this, Jojo Siwa. But the biggest mystery of all is why Jojo agreed to be in this mess. Did she think that this movie would help her rebrand? Whatever her reasoning is, it backfired horribly on her career. And the fact that she didn't promote this movie at all reveals a lot. It's like she knew that the movie that she was making was gonna flop and she just wanted to distance herself as much as possible from it. So there you have it. All My Friends Are Dead is not just a bad movie. In my opinion, it's a complete disaster on every single level. If you're curious about it, don't waste your time. Literally just watch anything else. And Jojo, if you're watching this, maybe stick to TikTok dances for now because acting is clearly not your thing. Other than that, thank you for watching. We're so close to hitting our next goal for 20,000 subscribers, so it'd mean the world to me if y'all could just subscribe. Y'all can always unsubscribe, so why not? Click the recommended videos on screen to stay up to date with all of the recent drama I have covered on this channel. Don't forget to join the Discord server in the description. I'd like to chat and meet some of you guys there, so don't forget to join up in the links below. I love each and every one of y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.